Today I'm going to be installing my MSD two-step on the Corvette. Here it is. This little box it came in. So inside of this box, you have this thing. This is the thing that controls the launch and RPMs. They have these little dials here. And what these do is control where you can launch from. So one of them controls the RPMs in thousands and the other controls it in hundreds. So you can pretty much just set it to whatever you want to set it at. So right now it's set to 5,500 RPM, but I'll probably be launching around 4,000, somewhere around there. But to install it is pretty simple. They give you these two connectors, and these connectors just go right into your coil packs. So you'll unclip this right here. So once you have that unclipped, you're gonna take one side. One side is longer than the other, and I will be running mine in on the driver's side. So I'm gonna use the short end and put the short end on this connector over here. So this just slides right in here like that. And then this goes in this one. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but all right, there we go. So it pretty much sits just like that. Fairly simple. And then the long side, you'll just run it across here. I'm probably gonna find a way to tuck it back there and make it look a little bit neater. Make it look a little bit cleaner. And I might undo that and run it under this. So yeah, I'm just gonna run it under here and do the same thing on this side, which is pretty simple. Clip that in over here. Now I kind of have it ran back behind there, and I'll zip tie this and clean it up a little bit more. But it doesn't look too bad like this. Have it ran behind the intake manifold, and now I have this thing. So it says that the blue wire is for you to run it to a ground, and I believe when grounded, the launch feature will be active. It'll be active at all times. Whenever you're below the RPM that you want to be set at, I think it'll be active. And then the white and blue wire, you can wire that to a switch. So when it's switched to 12 volts, the launch feature will be active. So if you don't want it on at all times, you can wire it into a switch and turn on and off. I have seen people run it like up through the fender, somewhere around here, up through the fender, and just kind of run it. So they'll just kind of run it up through there and bring it in right here under all of this, and run it in and run it to the clutch pedal. So that's what I'm gonna try to do right now. Just kind of run it in and run it to the clutch pedal and see if I can get it to work that way. So right now it's set to 5,500. On the top you see the thousands and the hundreds. I'm just gonna set it to about 3,000. Here I have it ran to the white wire, and I have that ran inside through here. right here. There aren't a lot of videos for this on the 2008 Plus LS3 Corvettes, so I had to do a little bit of research and try to find the clutch pedal, the position sensor, which is this sensor right here. And on the other cars, it would be like a pink and white wire or purple and white wire or something. But on the LS3, I believe this is the sensor right here. So that middle pin is where you would tap that wire. So I'm gonna try that and see if that works. So I brought the car out here on a back road, and I'm gonna try to test the two-step to see if I have this thing wired up correctly. So here, I just kind of have it wired in. Here's the switch. Once I turn this switch on, that light should turn on. That light turned on, and it's set to, yeah, 3,000 RPM. So now I'm just gonna rev it and see. It works. Right now, I'm about to tap into this wire in here. It's a 12 volt. That's feeding that cigarette lighter on the inside there. I'm gonna put a switch on it, and this is the switch I have. This little plate for the switch spins. So I know I did have it off, and I think I might have spun that around. So I don't know which side is on and which side is off. So right now, I'm just gonna test it for continuity, and that'll tell me which side is on and which side is off. So here I have open line. if I touch these together, we got continuity. So now I'm gonna touch each side and see if I get anything. Not getting anything, so that's off. And then once I flip, once I flip the switch, and I test it again, I get a beep, so I know that that way is on, it's connected. So right now it's on, so I'll flip that around like that, and it's supposed to be like that. I'll just try to remember. Or I'll tighten this down so it can't spin anymore. All right, so I don't drive the car often, so it just died on me, and I had to push start it, so that's why I'm a little out of breath. But I set up this thing, this little box here. Don't mind all my wiring, it's temporary. I have everything wired up. There's my switch. I'm gonna run that switch in here and clean it up a bit. I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna clean it up a bit. This is just temporary. But yeah, now I'm doing some testing. Just some slight little baby launches from 2,000 RPM. And here we go. And it works. Works pretty good. I'll probably have to take it to the track to get it dialed in and get it exactly the way I want it. But that's good enough for me. Everything seems solid, and I'll get back home and put all this back together. But glad it works. Just got off work, so I really don't have a lot of time to do any testing or do any more testing. But I kind of just guessed, and it was a pretty good guess. So once I program the CTAP box, you have the percentages to set where you want the clutch to, where you want the car to launch, pretty much. So wherever in the clutch travel that your clutch engages, that's where you would want to set the percentage. 100% depressed pedal is 100%, and then as you bring it back, that would be 0%. So I looked at my clutch pedal, and I was letting it out, and I kind of saw where it engaged, and I realized it engaged around here, and I took a guess and said that was about 30%. So I set it to 30%, and then the hysteresis is kind of like a range of percentages, and I read somewhere online that you want to at least have like 2, so I just set it to 2. So I'm guessing it's somewhere within the 2% range of 30%, and I set it, and you guys seen the launch. It was pretty good. I was on the 2-step. As soon as I let the clutch out, it launched pretty much perfectly. So like I said, I am kind of in a rush because I got to go to school now. Just got off work, but I'll be testing it some more. I'll go through everything. So on the box here, this orange wire, the orange wire goes to your MSD 2-step. And if you have Lingenfelter, you won't need all of this because Lingenfelter is better than MSD. But yeah, if you already got MSD, that will go to your blue and white wire on the MSD, that orange wire. Then the purple wire will go to the clutch position sensor. So for mine, LS309 C6 Corvette, it's the blue wire in there, I believe. Pin B, I think it was blue wire. But once you buy it, it has this whole diagram right here, and it'll tell you, depending on what car you have, the Corvettes, the CTSVs, and the Camaros, it'll tell you exactly what pin you need to tap into. So I just have that under here. And that sensor is kind of tough to get to, but I just took that sensor out and tapped that wire into that purple one. So I have that purple one in there. Now the black one is just grounded. I just use a little ground right there. And this was a slightly confusing part for me, but here I have my 12 volt power source coming out of my cigarette lighter. Here I tap that, and I know this looks ugly. I'm gonna fix that. This was just a quick mock-up, and this is all I had. But so you tap into your 12 volt power source, and you pretty much tee off. So from your 12 volt power source, you run that to the switch in the off position. The little nameplate on here spins around, so I marked on and off. So you'll put your 12 volt source into the off position, and then from there you'll run another wire from the on position to the box, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty sure that's everything, and that's how I set mine up. And now I'm just gonna put all this back together, change that, clean everything up, because it's just rough draft, but clean everything up. And I want to put this switch in here in this little hole, so it'll sit right in here in my armrest. It'll sit right in there, so I can just open that up, hit the switch to turn it on, do what I need to do, and then switch that off. And once that's switched off, everything else, it'll still work like normal. My cigarette lighter will still work. I don't really use this one, but it'll still work because the switch is back here and not up here. So everything will still work when that's switched off. And the only thing that will be affected is this box right here. So I'm gonna clean all this up probably tomorrow because I don't have time today. But yeah, get back to you. All right, so I went to school and talked to my professor about this, and he said that I should put an inline fuse in here, running in a series with this red wire. So just in case it does pull too many amps, this fuse will go. So I'll probably put like a 5 or 7.5 amp fuse in here. I did read online that the C-tap only pulls 0.1 amps, but then the MSD two-step pulls about 1,000 amps per RPM. So just to be safe, I'll probably put like a 6 or 7 amp, 7.5 amp maybe, and just depending on where I'm launching. But I think that'll do, and that'll be good enough to protect it just in case it does start pulling too much. I don't blow anything up. After about an hour of fighting and struggling with the dash, taking it out 5 or 6 times, I finally got everything buttoned up. Got everything ran under there, tucked up, nice and neat and clean. I mounted the Lingenfelter box right here and just ran the wires. I want to clean that up a little bit more, but that's good for now. And then inside here, I have the switch. It's a mess in here too. But I have the switch, and just switch it on. That light turns on. It's red right now because the car isn't on and everything. It's not ready to go, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So I could have mounted this box inside the dash behind this bezel, but I wanted to be able to see the light turn on and make sure everything's working right, and be able to adjust it in the future if I need to. So it'll be a lot easier to access with it like this.